robust urban garlic flavor.
So here I was thinking that Silksong Hollow Knight would have been a slam dunk goal hit because it appeared like Only Iced Coffee enjoyed it, and DSP even added some spice to the pot by declaring, hey, if Silksong hits the goal, I will move it to a day stream so we can play more of it quicker. Well, that didn't happen, so let's dig into the fallout after the fact.
No, my viewership is not 1,500. Someone's botting the stream. I'm not stupid. Come on, dude. I can't get up there. It's pissing me off. This is so dumb. Well, I guess that's that. So here's the thing. I definitely like the game. I do. I actually enjoy the game. And I wouldn't mind playing it more, but I can't. You know, I have to play what people want. And it's apparent from tonight, the only people who showed up tonight, there's a few people who liked the game, and thanks to those who did support it, mostly troll viewers watching to see if I'm going to hit the goal and it's going to continue.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that when they constantly mention whether the goals are hit or not? You make it a circus, Phil. You don't realize that.
Very little support. Literally, this is the least supported stream that I have had of all the games I'm playing. Earlier today, I played Suikoden II. And had more support.
The reality is, if you counted everything, Suikoden ended with $71. Silksong is at 74 right now, so it looks like they're on par.
So exactly what I feared would happen, happened with Silksong. This is why I didn't have it in the schedule. You know, like, I know people just don't come out for Metroidvanias and support them. They don't. They sit here and complain that it's boring because I have to backtrack a lot and stuff like that. Now listen, I get it. But that's the game. And people don't like them. So, once again, this is what? Like the millionth one I've tried. Like I said, the only Metroidvania game I've ever played that actually worked was Metroid Dread. That one, people came out and actually supported it. But I tried my best. And I want to say thanks to those who were here tonight and those who watch it on demand. But it is what it is. What can I do? Right?
And that begs the question, why did Only Iced Coffee even bother to support this thing in the first place? Maybe he was only willing to give it one stream?
I gave it a shot. I laid out exactly the criteria. And we all see what happens. It's in black and white. It's not disputable. People don't want Silksong. Or they would have come by and supported this stream, and they did not. Okay? All right, well, I tried it. And the thing is, it is a good game. It's a shame. I actually feel like if I played this might have, if I kept playing it, might have been one of my favorite games of the year. This is a similar situation to last year when I wanted to play Metaphor. But I have to play what my audience will show up for, and they're not showing up right now for this kind of game and haven't been. So I'm not shocked that tonight didn't go well. When people were yelling at me last week and said, play Silksong. Why are you playing Ballad of Gay Tony? Why are you playing Metal Gear? Why are you playing this? You should be playing Silksong. That's all anyone wants, Silksong. This is why. Cause and effect, all right? All right, guys. So, Silksong, I do like the game, but that's it for Silksong, all right?
After a 1.5 stream beta test run where Only Iced Coffee saved the first iteration, Silksong is now going down the drain yet again because DSP can't make money off of it, allegedly. Or, you know, Phil's just boring.
Again, thanks to those who watched. I hope you understand. Okay. All right, that's it. I gotta get out of here. I stayed late and everything, but it is what it is, guys.
Yep, he held out an extra 30 minutes waiting for contributions and was surprised that they didn't happen. Wow.
All right. Well, folks, that is it. And again, I want to say thank you. I do get a $10 tip here at the end here.
And he's like, why couldn't that have been $70?
It's just an anonymous $10 tip, not even a message attached to it. Thank you, whoever just sent 10 bucks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and will $10 really save Silksong unless it's Only Iced Coffee? We're in the midst of a really bad week for DSP because this is 3 out of 4 goals he hasn't hit already.
So whoever that was, thanks. You were literally the top tip of the night, and you're the only tip of the night, really, because the other tip was $1.
And that shows you people prefer to super chat over tip.
And that's that. Now we got to figure out what the schedule will be for the week because we're not playing Silksong. Okay.
Yeah, at one point Phil was saying he had so many games to play, but now he's just rage quitting all of them. So what games do we have right now? This is the 3rd week in a row he's rage quit a game, and there would be more if he actually held himself to his own rules.
No, Bloomkit, listen, he says Kronos missed a goal. Give Silksong another chance. Kronos missed a goal on the first stream, then it hit a goal on its second stream. It got really close. So basically, Kronos is doing good in general. It's not hitting a goal every stream, but it's doing good. This was the test stream for the game. The test stream. And it failed the test stream. Okay?
I think what we're really looking at here is different expectations. He didn't want to play Silksong. With Kronos, he did want to play it. In his first stream, it was a lousy $90, and then it rebounded with $173 on the second stream because somebody tipped at the last minute $50, and DSP didn't even notice it. He was going to turn off the stream, but that's Phil for you.
Promotion says, my favorite games don't hit goals. Then you should support the games, and you didn't.
Yep, you should be dropping $50 every single stream to make sure these games hit the goals. How sustainable is that, Phil? Relying on one person to give megabucks each time.
Listen, I'm still here, and no one's contributing, so what do you want me to do? I'm still here. I stayed extra late. I gotta get the f out of here. I'm tired. I can't stay here late every night. I just can't. I've been in here in this office every night super late. I should be spending time with my wife. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, you see, guys, it's not Phil's job to entertain you. It's your job to give Phil money so he can spend more time with his wife and less time actually caring about the quality of the stuff he puts out onto the internet for people to enjoy.
All right, guys. So tomorrow, there is not a podcast tomorrow because tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing a full stream of Kronos. I want to get a big, huge chunk into Kronos the New Dawn.
I don't think he realizes that his podcast is something that people actually anticipate because he does it all the time. He thinks progress in a game is more important. No, Phil, what entertains your audience the most is the most important. And a lot of the times when he doesn't do the podcast, it kind of stalls the support for the games because once he boots up the games, he stops being interactive.
The plot actually got really good, and I'm excited to see how the game develops. So hopefully you guys will join me tomorrow for Kronos.
And who knows whether you'll support or not, but DSP made a short daily rap complaining about low support, so a lot of eyes were on it, but I think it was mainly trolls, not whales.
As for the rest of the week, I honestly don't know, because I was planning on possibly doing Silksong as a day stream, and now we're not playing it at all.
Why were you planning to push a game into the day stream if there was an equally likely chance that you would rage quit it? It doesn't make any sense.
Have a good night. Bucks and says, my name is Crunchberry. I also donated the last tip as well. So thank you, Crunchberry. What a name, Crunchberry.
You know, like the cereal? I'm sure there are many that are called that.
Okay. Well, we still didn't hit it. We're at 94. We still didn't hit the goal.
Yeah, come on, Only Ice Coffee. Give Phil $56. Show him how much you love the game.
But we did get closer. So, guys, I'm sorry. I really tried. I tried my hardest. I like the game.
Yeah, guys, Phil begged his heart out, but he doesn't have it in him to make any game entertaining.
People did not support enough. I don't know what to say. Okay? All right? I'm sorry. I really gave it as much time as I possibly could. I really have to get out of here.
Yep, he's ready to wail out on champions and have some gin to drown his sorrows after having missed 2 goals today.
I wanted to get their name on the leaderboard because they just tipped twice, and it would be pretty messed up to not give them a shout out for the 2. I appreciate the $20. Thank you to Crunchberry for that, okay?
This is another thing that I don't think Phil realizes. His leaderboard is so slow and there's so many things on it that it takes a full minute for you to wrap around and see the thing. If anything, he should probably have 1 leaderboard above, 1 leaderboard below, so he doesn't have to do that.
Enough with if we hit 100 one more stream. We hit the goal now, or we don't play the game again, period. There's no negotiation. There's no either contribute now, or we don't see the game again. Too bad. This was laid out ahead of time. None of this nonsense. None of this around. All right? I'm tired of it, quite frankly.
You see, Phil's laying down the law. He never really wanted to play Silksong in the first place, so he's not going to give it as many chances as other games that he wants to play. It's that simple. If you really want to see Phil play games, you better support. But the issue is, if you only have $5 to spend on Phil, you're going to hold your money until he's really close to the goal. People can't afford to give you $50 daily just to save games they want to see you play, Phil.
I'm tired of people trying to mess around. Oh, yeah, well, I'll wait till the last minute, and then I'll... No.
Yeah, he hates that because it prevents him from begging for a second goal. Because he wants to push the amount he gets daily to as high as possible. He wants well over 300. He can't do that if people are holding around. So Phil either needs to stream longer than he already is on night streams, or he needs to lower his night stream goal, or he needs to be entertaining enough to get those donations and recruit more people into his fandom. But he's never going to do that because he wants to do beg, 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 beg.
You should have supported, because now what's going to happen is people will complain. You have no right. There is absolutely no right whatsoever to complain that we're not playing this game again. I laid down the criteria. No one did it. What do you want me to do?
Imagine begging DSP for anything, especially to play a game more than once. The thing is, it's like, oh, we got to get momentum. Even a $5 contribution will help, which is what Phil has been saying lately. If it doesn't get momentum, then there's no point. So somebody's not going to shell out $5 because they don't think anybody else is going to donate. So you got a bunch of people holding out, waiting to see what happens, because it's not just this game, it's a whole bunch of other games. So if you're constantly threatening to wage quit every single game, they're just gonna throw their hands up and be like, enough with this. We'll just let him wage quit as many games until he doesn't have any more games to play. That is the absurd conclusion to his mentality of wage quitting the games when they don't get support.
All right. That's it. We're done. So tomorrow, no podcast. Kronos on the first stream. Gears on the late stream. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, so it seems like Phil's wage quitting the game, but after he turned off the stream and didn't get any money, he's like, okay, that didn't work. So judging by this title, The Daily Wrap, it looks like he's willing to give it another chance. Go figure. So let's see what Phil's thinking right now.
To be honest, this is take 2, which is why my background is different than how it was for the rest of the day.
Wow, so DSP is doing a second take of a video? That almost never happens. It's so rare that he has to tell us he's doing that. So it's like, what happened? Did he get an email from Only Iced Coffee behind the scenes? Did he mess up? I'm kind of leaning towards a whale communicated with him about the fate of Silksong, because why else would he be giving a second chance to this game?
Basically today was a disappointing day because sadly, what I was afraid was going on and was going to happen happened. But I want to summarize today, and I want to basically let you know there is still a chance for those who maybe were interested in Hollow Knight Silksong, so let me explain.
Who wants to bet that Phil is not going to give us an actual reason why he changed his tune from the end of the stream to the daily wrap? He only told us he's doing a second take, so something must have happened. I think the first take was a lot longer than him saying that he wage quit Hollow Knight and that he's not going to play it anymore, but we won't know because he'll never post that video.
Chill vibes the whole time, but definitely attendance has dwindled and support did as well. We didn't even get halfway to a goal.
And the irony about this is 2 weeks ago, Suikoden was doing good. He was saying, wow, you guys are giving me the opportunity to play all these games that I wouldn't normally play. But guess what? That turned out to be a facade too, because the reality is it's Phil. You could be playing a game from 20 years ago and still have an audience, but Phil can't because he's not entertaining. He needs that new hype game to keep people's eyes on the shiny ball.
Now here's the problem. A lot of people want me to take Suikoden II HD and put it on late streams because we're not getting a lot of attendance and a lot of support for it. I could do that. The problem is if I do that, we're never going to finish it. The game's about another 20 hours long.
Okay, then stream longer on the night streams when you play that game then. Yeah, this was a viewer's reward playthrough, but if nobody's paying attention to the playthrough, why even bother? The irony of it was the first playthrough wasn't attended well according to him, but it was well supported by whales. This time the whales aren't showing up for whatever reason. Maybe Iron Dent Sakai was supporting that playthrough, and he's taking a hiatus it seems this week, since you banned him last Monday.
If we're only playing it 4 hours a week, you're talking 5-6 hours to beat it. We'll be playing this till the end of the year. Okay, especially juggling it with all the new releases.
Well, it looks like you waited too long to play it in the first place then. The irony of it is you had the whole summer. You're obviously going to blame that week off that you had. But you, for someone who posts his schedule every day, you would think he would plan more in advance, but he doesn't. He just plans day by day for the most part. And it ends up biting him in the butt because he takes a long time to finish games. And then he randomly wage quits games when he decides that he's done with them.
I kind of have to keep it on day streams if we're ever going to beat it. I don't want to take it out of the rotation entirely, but I'm not sure what to do. Honestly, It's just not getting the attendance and support that Suikoden 1 was earlier this year, which is what prompted us to play the sequel. So I'm wondering what to do. I'd love feedback.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be called out for wage quitting the game. That's essentially what it is, because he promised it as a reward. Here's the thing, Phil, maybe you shouldn't make a whole playthrough as a reward if the support is just based on whales. If there was huge amount of people watching the streams, okay, you could take a chance, but it doesn't sound like that. You said there wasn't a lot of interest and it was just whale supported, so the whales aren't showing up now, I guess. Odd, isn't it?
Maybe some people are just missing these streams, but for the most part, yeah. Right now, it was a disappointment today. I wish that it had done better, okay?
Yeah, the whales conveniently are MIA when you play Suikoden, okay?
Now, in regards to the late stream, Silksong, the game that everyone yelled at me to play. Remember, I was going to play Metal Gear Solid, and I was going to play Battle of Gay Tony, and I was going to play Kronos. And everyone yelled at me, how dare I skip Silksong?
And he's only playing the game now because you couldn't get Battle of Gay Tony to work with mods. He didn't think, hey, let's jump over to the other DLC that the mods work with.
Well, to be truthful, I think what's happening is we're getting a contrarian audience of trolls who come to the streams and just say whatever I'm doing is wrong. So if I adjust what I'm doing to do something else, they also say that's wrong.
Wow, how long did it take you to figure that out, Phil? Don't you realize that every viewer's choice poll you do gets the most votes from trolls? So you're at the whim of what the trolls want you to do because they're more dedicated than your dwindling group of real fans.
So in case in point, originally I wasn't going to play Metal Gear. Everyone yelled at me to play Metal Gear. So I did, and now that we're like more than halfway through the playthrough and about to finish it, basically attendance and support have fallen off and people aren't caring about it that much anymore.
But Phil, that's with every game you play. Support and interest always wanes as you get deeper into the game. The first 2 streams of Metal Gear you did very well, and if you called it after that, you would have been good. Here's the thing, maybe you shouldn't focus on finishing games. Instead, you should probably play games for like 4 or 5 streams.
Come saying things like, you've already played this game twice, why are you playing it a third time? Okay? Silksong. I said I wasn't going to play it because we're playing Metal Gear. Everyone yelled at me, why are you playing old games? You should be playing the hot new game, Silksong. So I said to everyone, here's the offer. We will play Silksong tonight. If this stream gets good engagement, attendance, and support, I will actually make a playthrough of it. But this is the test stream for it.
So this is actually the second test run for Silksong because he played it after GTA Battle of Gay Tony didn't work, so he played it only as Coffee whaled out, which made him commit to this second test run, and it flopped because only as Coffee didn't show up in the way that he did last time.
So here's what happened. Attendance started off decent, support we made around $30, and literally no one contributed for an hour. So we're heading into hour 2 and we're at $30 out of the 150 goal, and I said, well, listen, I'm going to make another post to make it clear this is what's going on so everyone knows, so there's no misconceptions. We need support, and if support doesn't come in, I'm sorry. What are you going to do, right? It is what it is. Let's see what happens. So I posted on X, I posted on my channel, hey, we are playing, but the support's not there yet. And attendance increased. Why? Because trolls showed up.
Wow, great detective work there, Phil. The reality is, if the whale isn't there, the support's not gonna be there. That's because your goal is too high. So the only people that have real interest in the goal are the trolls because they want to see you freak out when you don't hit it. That's just what the situation is. And it's hard to work around that. You have to actually have organic support, but you refuse to do the things that get you organic support. You cater to the whales, and when the whales aren't catered to, you suffer because of it.
Trolls started flooding the channel. So now we had like over 350 viewers on YouTube, over 100 viewers on Kick. Support still didn't come in. It was only like the last half hour that finally some support came. And by the time that I was ending the stream, we didn't even hit $70. And I'm like, so we made less than I even did on Suikoden II earlier today. That's ridiculous. And you think I'm really going to keep playing this? So basically, this is a symptom of every Metroidvania game. People say they want them, but when I play them, they don't show up and they don't support. What can I do? Right?
To me, it really feels like people may want to see those games, but when they see Phil playing them, they're like, this is boring because Phil is boring. And it's like, Phil doesn't really get much out of games with like not a lot of cutscenes or action because his fans like the shiny new object phenomenon. They really just want to be given flashing lights and stuff like that. And this game is like an indie game by the way it looks. Also, it appears that just Phil is awful at these types of games, so that probably has something to do with it too.
I made the criteria clear of how we were going to qualify to keep this in the rotation as a real playthrough. So I'm turning the stream off and a couple people contribute. So now we're up to like 90 something dollars to support. I think we ended tonight at 94. And I was like, sorry, you know, not going to make some crazy exception. The rules were what I laid out and it didn't happen. So what are you going to do? Right? Okay.
All right, so what's changing here, Phil? Or did you just make the title there so people would click on the video? You wanted that extra 500 views that the trolls would give you, huh? Is that all it is?
So now here's the deal. I really like Silksong.
Yeah, Phil thought he was going to like the game so much that he was almost going to skip the playthrough entirely and do something else. Well, he has in the past played games that have been lowly supported, like Mafia, in the past month, but he didn't care because he liked playing the game. He didn't care about support.
I played it tonight, and listen, it caused rage. You'll see if when you watch the videos, it caused rage. It made me get angry because there's parts that there's not enough checkpoints. There was actually a fake checkpoint that pissed me off. So in general, I like Silksong. It's definitely going to be a rage-inducing playthrough. It's the kind of game that I know that when you persevere, you feel rewarded. Like, wow, you did it. You beat it, right? I know that this would be that kind of playthrough, and I'm willing to do it. But I'm only willing to do it if people are willing to support it, period.
Yeah, Phil sounds like he's having the same conversation every single week. And it's like he's even dangling the rage in front of his fans. Like, hey, you want to see me rage? You pay good money for rage? I will rage. Give me money.
I'm not going to go through some crazy, ultra-stressful game that's going to be in the rotation if no one's going to show up to support it.
Wait, just a second ago, you said you liked the game, but now you're saying it's stressful. I mean, yeah, stressful can be a good thing sometimes, but you're making it sound like it isn't now.
So, I made the rules clear. We didn't hit the goal. But here's the thing. We hit 94 bucks to support tonight. So here's what I'm laying on the table. I'm going to upload these videos tonight. If you couldn't be here for Silksong, but you want to support the playthrough and you want to see me play it, leave a super thanks on the video.
Yep, we're just shamefully asking for super thanks on playthroughs after the stream is done. Wow. So let's check in and see if anybody has done that. So he's uploaded the videos. He has less than 400 views on each. The first video, only 1 comment, no super thanks. The second video, 0 comments, no super thanks. Awesome, I guess people really want to support this playthrough, Phil. I still don't think Phil understands that super thanks is not really that interesting of a donation thing, especially when you can just become a member on your channel for like 25 bucks. And you know, overnight, Phil was there just hitting refresh, refresh, refresh in the comments to see if anybody gave him money.
If you couldn't make the stream tonight and you can make tomorrow's streams, attend tomorrow's streams and support them and say, this support is for Silksong.
I remember how Phil did the exact same thing a week ago with Truck Sim, and it was only $27 or $32 that he needed, and nobody did it. Because if they think, oh, $10 for Truck Sim, where are the other $22 going to come from? And at that point, if you're giving money for Silksong, what about the day goal on that stream? Is he going to double count it?
If we hit 56 bucks between the super chats, super thanks, and support tomorrow on my streams, I'll play Silksong later in the week. But I'm making it clear people have to show up and support these streams when they happen.
Yeah, Phil, you've been very clear about that for years, but suddenly you're bending. Maybe it's just because you're desperate.
It can't be all trolls laughing, he's dying, ha ha ha. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste time. You guys are supporting all the other playthroughs right now.
To a certain extent, but you had a fairly soft week after you banned Iron Den Sakai last time. Without him, you didn't hit a double goal. And then this week, 3 of the 4 streams didn't hit a goal. So something's going on, Phil.
Right? Gears is doing good. Kronos is doing good. We're finishing Metal Gear. Everything's doing decent. So I'm not going to take on another game if the game's not going to do well. And now take a look. Today we hit no goals. So now we're still at 45 out of 50. We've made no progress towards DSP Tries It this week.
I was just about to say I was surprised that he wasn't going to bring up DSP Tries It, but he did. In the past, he has done that where it's like 5 goals in 3 streams. Yeah, we can do that. It was like just as I was thinking he wasn't going to try and pull that. He pulls it.
And the menu at Taco Bell comes out tomorrow. So,
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he hit 5 goals on the first stream Tuesday. Would not shock me at all. Of course, it would just be 1 whale, but would not shock me at all.
That's it. If you want to see Silksong, I'm giving you one final chance. Come by the streams tomorrow or leave a super thanks on the Silksong videos overnight, and I will count it towards it, and we'll see if we can hit that goal tomorrow. If we do, then I will play it again later in the week, and we'll continue with the playthrough. Okay?
And everybody knows well enough by now, there aren't 10 people there waiting to give Phil $5 each to play Silksong again. Because they know, hey, even if we accomplish this, there's still a chance he's gonna rage quit or wage quit the next stream anyway. So what's the point?
Fair enough. For the record, I like the game, and I do want to keep playing it. I'm disappointed because I actually made good progress, got to a good stopping point, and I'm like, shoot, I guess we're not playing it. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we will continue it, okay? So let's see what happens. Please support Silksong with super thanks or on tomorrow's stream.
And if this happens, it's more likely it's just going to happen on stream because the whales like to be dramatic, so to speak. It wouldn't shock me at all if Iron Den Sakai came back and decided, hey, I'm going to give Phil $700 today.
Hopefully you'll join me for that, and hopefully you'll support those streams. Let's hit some goals tomorrow so we can make progress and do DSP tries it this week, okay? All right. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. Last chance for Silksong. Please support. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, DSP is being completely fair by demanding a lot of money from a small amount of people. Good job, Phil. Now, I want to end this with viewer comments that were made on the videos. Obviously, these are detractor, troll, whatever comments, because they actually offer Phil constructive criticism instead of, you know, telling him he did everything correct. Yeah, so the first comment criticizes Phil for asking for support way too much. And yeah, it takes away from the playthrough because when he opens his mouth, it's not about gameplay or commentary, it's about asking for money. So it's like, who's gonna donate to that? Whales. Nobody else. Yeah, and then constantly whining about DSP tries it because he really wants that money. Like, 150 is the minimum, it's not the top. And then, yeah, good advice. If you actually enjoy the games and you play them, you would be able to gather support. But the thing with Phil is he can't do that because he spent years being a toxic person on the internet and losing exposure and just not editing and things like that. So he can't build up a foundation anymore. The next comment is criticizing Phil for his pressure system because that's the only way Phil gets money. He has to pressure his audience into giving him contributions because he knows he's not going to put in enough effort for them to enjoy it and say, hey, I want to give Phil $5 today. He doesn't want that. He wants one whale dropping $50 plus because he gets that dopamine rush. He likes being valued and things like that. And he doesn't get that, hey, it's hard to give people $50 each stream he doesn't realize, hey, it's hard to give Phil $50 12 streams straight. That's $600 a week, Phil. People don't have that kind of disposable income. But you want to have a small group of loyalists that give you money, tons of money, to satisfy your ego, instead of hundreds of people giving you money. And if you had the latter, you would be getting a lot of smaller contributions, but you would be giving more shoutouts, and you'd probably be making more money in the long run, or at least not have these days where you fail to hit goals. And the last comment was a critique of Phil pressuring his audience again to hit $150. Because the reality is, since he got rid of the tier tipping goal and combined it into everything else, he's been pressuring his audience more because he doesn't have those funds immediately. And the super chats, he only gets 70% out of. So he's really thinking that 150 goal is 105. That's why he gets so salty when things don't hit goals, because most of the money is coming in through super chats. So if he gets $100 on a stream in super chats, he only gets 70. That's how it works. So it's not chill. It's him saying, you gotta give me more. And at the same time, his audience has fallen in the past year because he admitted to playing WWE champions, willing out a mobile game while saying that he needed the money. That's Phil for you. That is the conundrum that he is in. And it now makes me wonder, was more kick support than I initially thought coming from Iron Den Sakai? Because apparently he hasn't given Phil anything in a week now, and Phil has had some really dry streams. So I'm wondering, was he more of a whale than we even thought? Just something to chew on. Alright everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time, and we'll see what happens with Silksong. My guess is it's not going to get saved.
The lights will not go off. Splendid. It's almost like I eliminated something from the equation that was causing me tons of heartache and pain and annoyance. And I'm glad I did.